Hello! In this video, I present to you a monthly agenda that contains planner and a daily cash planner. I have 12 workbooks for 12 months in this folder that has name 2023. I will create one of them and each file will be arranged automatically. I will not say much in the introduction. Let's start with creating the first Excel workbook, which will be the basis for all workbooks. And the 12 workbooks will be the gift of the new year. First, I'll create new folder and will rename it 2023. It's a year name. In this folder, right-click, New, Microsoft Excel Worksheet. Rename the file name Month 1. Open the workbook. Rename the sheet Index. In A1, type days. Temporarily, I want a series of numbers from 1 to 31, so I will use sequence function equals sequence 31. Then I want these numbers to correspond to the number of days for each month, but I will do that later. I want to create 31 worksheets, which names range from 1 to 31. I will use a little trick by using pivot table. Let's see how. Go to A1, Insert tab, Pivot table. From Table, Range. Drag and drop days to filter field. Go to the Pivot table option dialog box. Choose the Options tab and then select the Options drop-down. Show Report Filter Pages. Now I have 31 worksheets with index worksheet, but I have useless worksheet which is sheet 1. I will delete it. Right-click on Sheet tab Controls to get a list of sheets. Select sheet 1. Right-click to delete the worksheet. I want the index worksheet to be in the first. Right-click on Sheet tab. Move or copy. Now, I want to delete pivot tables from the new sheets. I want to select these sheets. Press on Sheet 1 and Shift key. While you are pressing the Shift key, press on Sheet 31. Select A1 and B1 cells. Press Delete key. Here we're done. Now, turn back to Index Worksheet. I will make this sheet dynamic. Since the file name is Month 1, the sheet will give me January. If I change the file name to Month 2, it will give me February, and so on. As well as the folder name is 2023. If I change it to 2024, the year in this sheet will be changed to 2024. To do that, I will use cell function, which returns information about the location of a cell. If I use file name argument, it will give me file name, including full path of the file that contains reference as text. Note that this value is not supported in Excel for the web, Excel mobile, and Excel starter. In this cell type equals cell, file name between two quotation marks, A1. I want to get these values from this text. To do that, we want find, mid, and value function. Note here that 2023 is before the left square bracket. Let me try find this bracket with find function. Equals find, left square bracket between two quotation marks, G1. This number will change depending on your file location in your PC, but it's important for mid function. As you know that 2023 contains 4 characters. We also note here that the beginning of 2023 precedes the left bracket by 5 characters. Let's try mid function in this way. Equals mid. The text I want is G1. The start number is G2 minus 5. The number of characters is 4. The cell value depends on G1 and G2. But I want it to be independent. I will use little trick by replacing G1 with its contents and G2 also. I will use replace command in the ribbon. Try to focus with me. Select the formula in G1 without equal sign and copy it. Find and select from the Home tab on the ribbon. Replace and find what field. Type G1. And replace with field. Paste our formula. Replace all. The same steps I will do for G2. G3 becomes independent. But if I delete G1 and G2, it won't change. Ctrl and Z, restore G1 and G2 contents because I want to use them in the same way to find the two value. But before doing that, I want to precede the formula in G3 with value function to convert text to a numeric value. Now, I will find 2 in this text. Note here that the 2 precedes the dot in this text. In this cell, I will type equals find dot between 2 quotation marks. G1. Note here that the beginning of 2 precedes the dot by 1 character. But if the file name is 10, 11 or 12, it will precede it by 2 characters. So I will subtract 2 in the mid function like this. Equals mid G2 H2 minus 2 2. Don't forget to make this cell independent by replacing G1 and H1 with their contents like I did before. Receive the formula in H3 with value function to convert text to a numeric value. And delete G2 and H2 cells. In this worksheet, I want the number of days to be dynamic, so that if the month is February 2023, the number will be 28 days. While if the month is February 2024, the number will be 29 days. Also, if we change the month to December, for example, the number of days will be 31 days. How can I generate the numbers of month days? Here I want date and month functions. Use Excel's date function when you need to take 3 separate values and combine them to form a date. It's easy to get the first day of the month like this. Equals date. The year I want is G3. The month is H4. The day is 1. To return the serial number for the last day of the month, I will use month function and put 0 in the month's argument. Equals month. The start date is G5. The month's argument is 0. Is it complicated? I know that, but I'll get tired once, and then Excel will do everything for me. Don't worry. I have just 2 steps to finish. Just I want to extract the number of days from G6 cell by using day function and use the number in the sequence function. In G7 type equals day G6. In A2 replace 31 with G7. Now all I have to do is make the cells independent like I did before to delete all unwanted cells. Now, if I delete these cells, all formulas stay doing well. Ctrl and Z to undo. I will keep these 3 cells and delete the others. Maybe I will use them later. Now, I want these dates to appear sequentially from the first to the last day of the month. Also, I need hyperlinks in this sheet to all worksheets in this workbook. Unfortunately, hyperlink function doesn't do well with sequence function, so I'm going to do some tricks to avoid that. Let me start with date function equals date. The year is G3 with absolute reference. I talked about relative, absolute, and mixed reference in Excel for Beginner video. The month is H2 with absolute reference. The day is A2 with relative reference. Filters down. I will use if function to make cells after February 28 look like empty. Drag and drop the formula bar. After equals, press Alt and Enter to make the formula easier to read and edit. After equals, type if. If A2 equals 0, 2 quotation marks, comma, enter. Filters down. I can change the date format if I like and change the column width. Now I want to build hyperlinks to all other worksheets with hyperlink function. If I type in this cell equals A1 in sheet 1, that will give me A1 in sheet 1 value. To show the formula, precede it with apostrophe. Let me spell this text. After equals, we have 1, which is the name of the sheet between 2 apostrophes, followed by an exclamation point. This is where the worksheet reference ends, while A1 is the cell reference. To let this text work properly with hyperlink function, I have to precede it with hashtag. Don't forget that all text in Excel formulas must be surrounded by quotation marks. I can divide this text into 3 parts. The hashtag with apostrophe, and 1, and apostrophe with exclamation point with A1. The 1 value I can get it from A2 cell. Don't forget to surround each text part with quotations. Note that A2 is not a text, it's a reference. To join these parts, I need a mark. Delete the first apostrophe. Now Excel will deal with this text as a formula. Precede this formula with hyperlink function. Now I have a link to worksheet 1, but I don't want this text to be displayed in the cell. I want the date instead. Copy the date function from the adjacent cell. Erase the last parentheses. Type comma. Paste the date function. Now, all I want to replace date function in B2 with this function. Just copy the formula without equal sign and select the date function and paste. Filters down. Now I have linked to all other sheets. I can delete these cells' contents. Let me insert a new row. Move these cells to the first row. I want Excel to display year and month words before the numbers, but the contents of cells are numeric values and should remain so. No problem with that. We can do that using number format. I have already talked about numeric values and text in Excel in another video. To see all available number formats, click the dialog box launcher next to number on the Home tab in the number group. Choose Custom. In the type list, select an existing format or type a new one in the box. To add text to your number format, type year in quotation marks. Add a space to separate the number and text. Then, type 0 to display 2023 number. Repeat the same steps for the month. Do some formatting to the sheet. Almost done. We have to design the other worksheets and then come back to this worksheet. Some want a page for payments and receipts, while others want a page for daily tasks. Therefore, I will design the two pages together, and you can choose one of them. First, I will type these data in sheet 1. I choose the starting time to be 8 a.m. You can change it if you want. After doing some formatting, the sheet will look like this. I will categorize the tasks into important, very important, and most important, in order for the most important to appear in the index worksheet. I have to make data validation. Select I6, I29 range. Data tab. Data validation. List. Type in the source, important, very important, most important. Type in G3, most important. Format printer. To make it easier to navigate between sheets, I will use Hyperlink to turn back to index sheet. Type in I1 index. Ctrl and K to create a link. Place in this document. Choose Index Worksheet. Press Screen Tip. Type Turn back to Index Sheet. Now I have linked to Index Sheet. I want to copy Sheet 1 contents to all sheets except Index Sheet. I will select all cells by pressing Ctrl and A twice. Ctrl and C to copy. Go to Sheet 2. Select all sheets, right-click on Sheet tab. Select all sheets. Press Ctrl key while clicking on Index and One Sheet tab. To unselect them, select A1, Ctrl and V to paste. All sheets have the same data and formatting. I will enter some data and then I will link the worksheets together so that the results appear automatically in one sheet. Suppose that I have $3,000 as a cash from a previous month. and I get $2,000 from my business, and I have paid $200 as utilities. These are my cash data. At 8 o'clock, I will go to my business. It's very important for me. And at 9, I have to send emails to my boss, which is the most important task. There should be only one task to be the most important. And at 3, I will go home. It's important. I will create formulas to summarize my data and let them displayed in the index worksheet. To enter formulas in all worksheets, I will select all sheets as I did previously. To get date, I will use sheet function. It retains the sheet number of the reference sheet equals sheet. It will give me 2 because this sheet is the second one in this workbook. To get the number 1, we have to subtract 1 from the formula. To get the wanted date, proceed the formula with date function. The year is A1 in index worksheet. The month is B2 in index worksheet. And the day is my formula. Now, change the number format to date. Each sheet has a correct date in it. Don't forget to apply accounting format to these cells. Users of worksheets containing long multi-row lists or wide multi-column reports commonly face the problem of column heading scrolling off the screen as they move around the worksheet. The simple solution is to freeze the pens for display. To freeze pens, go to A6, View tab, select Freeze Pens. The rows that are frozen are above the active cell. The columns that are frozen are to the left of the active cell. Here no columns will be frozen. Now type in B29 total. We want to auto-sum cash in and cash out. To get the correct balance, type in E29 equals C3 plus C29 minus D29. In E6 equals C3 plus C6 minus D6. In E7 equals E6 plus C7 minus D7. Fill series down. To make these cells look like empty, use if function. Repeat the formula with if B7 equals 0, comma, 2 quotation marks, comma, enter. Fill series down. It remained for me to calculate the previous balance of the subsequent pages from the previous ones. But before, Excel should display here the most important task. To do that, use XLOOKUP function equals XLOOKUP. Lookup value is G3. Lookup array is I5, I29 range. Return array is H5, H29 range. If not found, 2 quotation marks. Now I want the previous balances in subsequent worksheets. Go to To Sheet. Ungroup Sheets. Go to C3. Type equals E29 in one sheet. Repeat the formula with apostrophe to display the formula. As I did with hyperlink function, I will do here. But here I need indirect function to take a value from E29 in the previous worksheet. We use indirect function. To get dynamic formula, group all sheets except index and one sheets. Type in any cell equals apostrophe between 2 quotation marks and symbol sheet open and close parentheses -2 to get one value and symbol quotation apostrophe exclamation mark E29 quotation. Repeat the formula with indirect function to get the value from the text reference. Double click in the cell. Copy this formula. Press enter, double click in C3, paste the formula. Don't forget to delete this cell content. All sheets are ready now, but I have to make some additions to the index worksheet. I want the first previous balance to appear in this sheet, and I want cash in, cash out, and balance for all sheets. And don't forget the most important to do. All of these data will be displayed automatically. Before I start with formulas, I can freeze pens as I did before. In E1 equals C3 in one sheet. Accounting format. It's okay to do some cell formatting. In D1, I've applied wrap text. In C3, type equals C29 in one sheet. Filters to the right. In F3 equals H3 in one sheet. I need indirect function to take all values in all sheets, as I did before. Precede the formulas with apostrophe to show the formulas. I will explain the formula again in column C, and the same you can do in the residual columns. In C4 equals, we want apostrophe between two quotation marks, as you see here. Instead of 1 or 2, I can get their values from these cells. Type and symbol, then A4, and symbol, quotation mark, apostrophe, exclamation mark, C28, close quotation marks. Precede the formula with indirect, filters up and down, as I did before. I want if function to make these cells look like empty. I can copy this part of the formula and paste it here after equal sign. Filters up and down. Now I want to copy the formula from C4 to D4, E4 and F4. In D4, replace C29 with D29. In E4, replace C29 with E29. In F4, replace C29 with H3. Filters up and down. Here I want accounting format. It's better to remove grid lines. From View tab and select grid lines. If you want, you can make conditional formatting for this range to make dynamic borders. I explained it before. Select range A to F33. Conditional formatting in Home tab. New row. Use a formula to determine which cell to format. Equals $sign A2 isn't equals 0. Format borders. Select borders you want. Here we're done. I will delete all personal data. Finally, I can link all files together like this. I will now link month 2 with month 1. Open both files together. In month 2, go to 1 sheet. In month 1, go to 31 sheet. From View tab, arrange all. Choose vertical. In C3, equals E29 in 31 sheet. In month 1 file, select all formula and copy it. Open month 3 file. Go to 1 sheet. In C3, paste the formula. Replace 1 with 2. Do that for all files. I will give you all workbooks in a compressed file. It's my New Year gift for you. That's all for today. See you soon.